Nightwing and Redhood might have started the same, but it's obvious, just from looks alone, that they've since diverged from their early days as Robin. Nightwing is highly acrobatic and specializes in close combat, while Redhood utilizes strategy and weapons to his advantage. But even with these differences though, they're both masterful fighters, and at their best, even go toe-to-toe with Batman. So just how powerful are the former Robins, and which one of Batman's proteges would take the edge in a fight? Let's find out. But before that, we notice a lot of you are watching our videos, and we hope you enjoy them. So please, subscribe to our channel so that we can bring you more content like this. Dick Grayson was the first boy wonder that Batman took under his mantle, and is probably the one with whom he spent the most time training and fighting crime. That took a toll on the young Robin, as he would eventually break free from his father figure and take on his own mantle as Nightwing. Trained to survive by Batman himself, Nightwing's combat skills are more than decent. He is an expert in various martial arts, such as boxing, capoeira, Eskimo, Taekwondo, and many more. He perfected his skills while training with Batman, Richard Dragon, and other super skilled fighters. Many consider him to be as skilled as Batman when it comes to fighting. He is also very skilled in using various weapons, such as knives, swords, and guns. His swordsmanship is so perfected that he even defeated Ra's al Ghul in a sword fight. Red Hood, on the other hand, possesses a similar repertoire of fighting techniques. His fighting skills are impressive. In fact, so impressive that Talia al Ghul was impressed with his fighting skills from the first time she saw him fighting and decided to track his activities since then because he could be an asset for the League of Assassins. The only problem was that he was always reckless, which compromises him during battle. Needless to say, he is an impressive fighter and also learned an ancient skill called Dimmak, which enabled him to paralyze, damage, or even kill his opponents by punching them in vital points. He is skilled in various weaponry, especially his dual handguns, but essentially, there is no weapon or firearm in the DC universe that he isn't proficient with. This gives him a slight edge over Nightwing, who prefers to keep things close quarters. Nightwing was born into a circus family and has shown decent acrobatic skills since childhood. He can run extremely fast, considering he's a human, and is said to be faster than Batman, and is said to be able to match metahuman speed in combat. Due to his training with Batman, he is capable of moving around blindfolded and can dodge bullets fired at him. His reflexes and reaction time are outside the limits of human capacity, but is that enough to take on Jason? Red Hood, much like his Robin counterpart, is also at the highest form of physical strength a human can be. Besides being in great physical form, he also possesses great detective skills, and can picture a crime scene just as it happened from a few pieces of evidence alone. The thing that makes him somewhat superior to Nightwing is the fact he possesses some supernatural abilities. After being killed, Talia al Ghul retrieved his body and immersed it in the Lazarus Pit. The pit not only brought Red Hood back to life, but also granted him certain powers, like enhanced strength, awareness, and mental acumen. But the catch is that the Lazarus Pit also gives anyone brought to life with its waters an insatiable bloodlust. And more often than not, this bloodlust clouds their judgment and impairs them to reason, making them a bit vulnerable. Dick has spent the greatest amount of time with Bruce, and is probably the Robin that received the most battle-hardened training. But will it be enough? I think the bottom line here is that while both of them are supremely talented and have benefited from years of Batman's training, Nightwing is a better fighter overall because he's more cool-headed and disciplined. Jason tends to fly off the handle, which makes him vulnerable to manipulation or mind games. With all their usual weapons and gadgets at their disposal in a fight, I think Dick Grayson would win more than he'd lose because he would know to get under Jason Todd's skin and force him to become sloppy. But even then, there are a few other factors we have to consider. It could also go to Jason, which seems to be an unpopular choice, and I might be biased because I prefer him to Dick. The reason is that at this point, though somewhat ridiculous, Jason simply has more versatile experience. He hangs out with Starfire and has gone into space and fought aliens. He was trained by the Allcast, trained with Talia al Ghul, as well as other assassins including Lady Shiva. He also defeated an immortal Ra's al Ghul, and let's not forget, he knows the pain of death. Dick is no easy fight by any means, but I feel that at the end of the day, Jason simply knows too much and is too willing to go as far as possible. He is generally regarded as the most tenacious of Batman's Robins, maybe because he knows how much damage he can take before dying. I would say that Dick is more acrobatic than Jason, but I don't know what else he has on him. And even when it comes to the ideas of his bloodlust, which comes from him being resurrected and all, it seems to be a marginal inconvenience as opposed to an explicit vulnerability. The reason I say this is because in the new 52 Jason, as a fighter, is pretty level-headed. Furthermore, he dominates Lady Shiva, which is something very few people in the DC universe have been able to pull off. Which is mostly a writer-dependent setup, but the point stands that Jason has arguably more versatile training coming from an assassin background. He is more vicious and likely to kill, but not necessarily less balanced or level-headed. He knows a lot of stuff that Dick does not at this point and could easily take the edge in a fight. At the end of the day, Redhood takes this in a hard fight. Yes, Dick is more experienced, but Jason has beaten martial artists much more experienced than him, including guys like Batman, Deathstroke, and even Ra's al Ghul. And also, I don't see any way Dick could put down Jason without killing him, since he has a moral code. However, Jason doesn't have a moral code, and is going to go all out in this fight, which is why Redhood wins this fight. So there you are, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Which of the two former Robins do you think takes this fight? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to KRTV Marvel, and as always, thanks for watching.